A young woman dies, then she wakes to the same alarm, the same morning, the same doomed day. She dies again, and again. Something is counting with her. The movie begins on an ordinary, exhausted morning. An alarm blares, and a voice shouts at a young volunteer worker named Rita to get up. She drags herself awake, hides the clutter around her, and heads out to the cleanup site like every other tired day. It has been exactly 1 year since a colossal creature called Daryl fell to Earth. Nobody knows where it came from, or why it chose this planet out of the whole universe. Monsters once poured out of it and preyed on people, and the damage still stretches for miles around. Whole neighborhoods still live in shelters, and crews like Rita's spend every day clearing the wreckage it left behind. At the site, Rita trades jokes with her crew. Christina teases her about never eating a real meal and calls her too young to drink. The workers even plan a birthday party for Daryl tonight, as if the thing that ruined all of their lives somehow deserves cake and drinks. But something small feels wrong. The air pressure drops, ears pop and clog. Rita shakes it off, because there is a job to finish and officially a whole world to save. The supervisor barks for maximum efficiency, and everyone falls in line. The team sets charges to break a piece off Daryl. They clear the area, and the countdown runs. Yanabaru moves into place, Christina takes a call, and Rita steps up for the detonation. Now watch what the blast wakes up. Monsters tear out of Daryl. The ground erupts. In seconds, the boring little worksite becomes a killing field, and Rita is caught right in the middle of it, alone and unarmed. She fumbles with the jacket, the combat exosuit the crew wears. A voice screams at her to raise her shield, to close it now. But Rita has never truly learned to fight. Her hands shake on the controls. The shield jams half open, and the creatures are impossibly fast. One of them slips past her guard and reaches her. Watch how badly this goes. Then the alarm blares again. Rita is back in bed. The same shout, the same clutter, the same doomed morning, as if the slaughter never happened at all. She sits up shaken, telling herself it was only a dream. But every detail repeats. The same news about her parents, the same warning about the pressure, the same near collision on the walkway, the same jokes word for word. Christina teases her about eating again. The dropped call drops at the exact same second it did before. There is no mistaking it now. Rita is living this one single day on a loop. By the third go, she panics and tries to warn everyone. She shouts that monsters will burst out of Daryl and end them all. Nobody believes the frantic girl. They tell her she is tired or drunk and should just take the day off. So she tries harder. Some loops she is dragged off as a lunatic. Some loops she begs the police to send troops before the danger arrives. But the line goes dead. The signal drops, and the monsters come right on schedule anyway. No warning she gives ever changes the outcome by a single second. Loop after loop, the rule sharpens into focus. When Rita dies, time snaps straight back to this morning. She finally says it out loud. She understands it completely, and she understands none of it at all. First, she tries the obvious escape. She runs. She drives as far from Daryl as a single day allows, certain that enough distance will finally keep her breathing past sundown. The monsters find her anyway. There is no outrunning a day that keeps resetting. Cornered, hopeless, and out of ideas, Rita starts to wonder if letting go herself might be the only thing that ends this. Watch what the loop does to her next. She sinks back into the cold dark and wakes to the alarm again. This is her hell now. The same hours, the same faces, the same death over and over, with no way forward and no one who remembers. But the despair slowly turns into something useful. Rita has lived this day so many times that she knows it by heart. She knows who speaks and when, which coworker loses which game, which call is about to drop. She knows exactly where each monster will strike, down to the second, before it even claws free of Daryl. So she stops running and starts fighting back. She warns Yanabaru a heartbeat before the danger hits. She proves to herself that her choices actually change things, that the day is not fixed, that she can bend it. Rita begins counting her deaths like a video game. 7 times, then far more. Each reset brings her back a little sharper and a little deadlier. The terrified volunteer is quietly hardening into a soldier, one death at a time. She realizes the real key is the jacket. To survive, she has to master the exosuit and move the way the monsters move, matching their speed and their turns. Therefore, she trains through loop after loop, dying, resetting, correcting one small mistake, and throwing herself back into the same fight again. Every reset is another rep. Her own co-workers start to notice. The timid girl, who could barely hold a shield, now moves like a weapon. They wonder aloud when she got so agile. Watch what all those deaths have taught her. This time she is not killed. She survives farther into the day than ever before, cutting through creatures that used to end her in seconds. Death has stopped being the end for Rita. She has turned it into her teacher. Her jacket even forces a hard update as she pushes it past its limits. Rita is rebuilding herself, one deadly morning at a time. But she also feels the ceiling. One soldier, however good, cannot break a loop alone. Some loops the sheer pointlessness simply crushes her. Nothing she does ever sticks. Everyone forgets everything the instant she dies, and the morning wipes it all clean again. She snaps at her co-workers that it is all meaningless, that they will forget anyway. And for a while, she stops fighting and stops caring at all. Then she notices something new. A cheerful engineer keeps appearing where he should not be. He was not there in earlier loops. He is holding her jacket, tinkering with it, and watching her far too closely. Rita chases him down, certain he is some kind of stalker. She corners him and demands to know why he acts differently from everyone else, why he alone seems to notice her. His answer changes everything. He says, quite calmly, that this is his 92nd time reliving this exact day. He is trapped in the loop too. This is Keiji, the engineer who always laughs at everything. He has been repeating this day, just like Rita, dying and waking, for far longer than she has. For the first time, she is not alone inside the loop.
今日ずっと繰り返してる。あ、いや、本当はもっと。
They work the rules out together fast. When either one of them dies, both of them reset to the same morning. It does not matter which one falls first. Their fates are welded together. Therefore, they are stuck in this thing as a pair now, whether they like it or not, sinking and waking in perfect sync. Keiji admits he has spent his loop studying the problem with a little flying drone, searching for a way out. He has been watching Rita fight all this time, not to creep on her, but because to him, she looks like a genuine hero. Then he shares the real lead. One of the monsters is different from all the others. It has the same body, the same color and heat, but a different frequency. It may be the very first creature the two of them accidentally killed. His theory is simple and desperate. If killing that first monster somehow started the loop, then killing it again might finally end it. He argues that even a 1% chance is worth throwing everything at, and he confesses the truth about the jacket. It was Keiji who kept upgrading it, loop after loop, quietly making Rita stronger because he believes in her. Her anger melts. For the first time, she sees a partner, not a pest.
私の戦いを見て。お？
まあ、ヒーローだからさ。これで盗撮。
So they team up for real. He guides her from a safe hiding spot like a jittery commander. She fights on the front line in the jacket. Together, they go hunting the one different monster that could set them both free. Keiji feeds her every move before it happens, calling threats 3 seconds ahead from his screen. He has the whole battle programmed. Watch the two of them finally move as one machine. She lands the move clean and grins back at him. For the first time, the loop stops feeling like a cage and starts feeling like a weapon they hold together. Every death is just practice, and every reset hands them a fresh attempt. Their nightmare day is quietly becoming their private training ground. Their partnership grows sharper and funnier. The jacket's targeting voice bickers with Keiji mid-fight. They map the special monster's unique frequency onto their shields, so they can pick it out from the chaos of the swarm. Day after day, they narrow the search, closing the gap on the different one. Rita even starts eating her vegetables just to hush him. Watch them finally corner the monster that started all of this. They take it down together. It is over. After all the deaths and all the resets, they are certain they have just broken the loop for good and earned their tomorrow. But the alarm blares. The same morning, the same shout about the same clutter. Killing the first monster changed absolutely nothing. Rita wakes up right back where she always does, and the day begins again. Keiji shrugs it off with his usual laugh, but Rita breaks. If the theory was wrong, then to her there is no point to any of it. They fight hard. She calls him a coward who laughs everything off and runs when things get real. Still, Keiji refuses to quit, and he has one more idea. There is a scientist who has studied Daryl for years and might finally explain what is happening to the two of them. He talks Rita back off the edge. Therefore, they break into the guarded Daryl research facility to find her. Inside, they reach Daryl's strange route and meet Shasta, the researcher. At first, she orders them out, but Rita and Keiji describe their impossible day, and Shasta measures faint light particles, called quartz spores, flooding both of their brains. Shasta lays out the real nightmare. Daryl did not travel here to visit. It came to take the whole planet, and it survives by absorbing anything stronger than itself, pulling that strength into its own body. Rita and Keiji have grown so powerful through the loop that Daryl now wants them most of all. Those spores are slowly merging Rita and Keiji with Daryl. Every loop pulls them deeper in. If they keep repeating the day, the creature will take over their bodies completely, and the strongest of the two will be absorbed first.
ダロルは支え合って存在する一つの生命体に、要するにこのままループを続けると強い方から順番にね。
And their time is almost gone. Shasta guesses they have one more loop, maybe two, before the limit. Therefore, the tricks are finished. There is only one option left. They have to stop hunting small monsters and destroy Daryl itself. There is one cruel catch buried in the science. Daryl wants both of them for the power they carry, but it cannot absorb the two of them at the same moment. That single detail will matter far more than either of them yet realizes. On what may be Earth's very last morning, Rita and Keiji ride out toward the crater together. Whether the world ever sees another tomorrow now rests entirely on two exhausted people in dented, patched-up suits. Because they are already half-merged with Daryl, they can enter the crater that has killed everyone else who tried. Inside, it is eerily still and quiet, almost peaceful, like an open invitation drawing them deeper in. For a moment, they simply breathe. Keiji notices, softly, that today is actually a beautiful day, and that in all these loops he never once looked up. They talk about the old song he always plays, about the nights he spent stargazing through a telescope, about the small, lonely people they each used to be before any of this began. Rita finally opens up. She admits she has spent her whole life sinking, wishing that tomorrow would never come, blaming herself just for being born. She once hoped some disaster might change the world, and then Daryl fell, and still nothing inside her changed. Keiji tells her that everything she once said about him was true, and quietly thanks her for it. But repeating this endless day beside Keiji changed her. She decides that nothing is truly meaningless. If she is willing to change, then the world can change too, because she is the one who makes each tomorrow. Keiji tells her she is his superhero, brave and completely herself. And for once, Rita believes she can actually save this. But Daryl has been quietly waiting for exactly this moment of hope. They reach the beating heart of the creature. One clean strike could end all of it, the whole year, the whole loop. Watch what that single strike ends up costing them.
こいつを殺せば全て。
Rita drives in for the finishing blow and falls short. She could not do it after all. Daryl is still alive. Both of them are badly hurt and out of strength, and their very last loop is burning away in front of her eyes. There will be no reset waiting for them this time. Everything is about to be destroyed. Then Keiji says quietly that he has one more plan. The steady, gentle way he says it is what frightens her most of all. He tells Rita she will be the one to live into tomorrow. He is the stronger of the two of them, and he can prove it. He will let Daryl absorb him instead, so it takes only one of them. Rita refuses completely. She screams that they will get through this together, that they will live this one life side by side and move on to tomorrow as a pair. But the choice is already slipping out of her hands. Keiji smiles at her one last time and promises, softly, that they will do this together. Then watch what his jacket does entirely on its own. The suit moves without him and carries Keiji straight into Daryl. He lets it happen so that Rita can be the one to live. He looks at her one final time and thanks her for everything she gave him. Then he gives himself to the creature. Daryl takes only him, and the loop that trapped them both finally shatters for good. Then, for the first time in a year and countless loops, the day finally moves forward. The alarm does not drag her back. Daryl is perishing right before the whole world's eyes, exactly 1 year after it arrived. The workers cheer and celebrate. At last, everyone gets to go home. Rita understands exactly what it cost. Keiji went with Daryl so that her tomorrow could finally exist. The loop is broken and the whole world is saved. But she is the only person left who carries the memory of how, and of the laughing engineer who made it happen. And yet, a familiar cheerful face turns up in the crowd, alive and confused, asking how on earth she already knows his name. Rita just smiles through the tears. The endless day is finally over. She takes his hand and says the only thing left that matters now. Let's go together to tomorrow.